Okay, you're live with Pokemon. Welcome back. It's been a little bit since I've done Pokemon. Uh, as I said I would, I gave some thought to which Pokemon I think should be on my final team, and I made some decisions. So, I know for sure that Rocky does not belong on that team. And while it seems sad after all the time I spent getting Thunderbolt, but I do not think uh, Billy belongs on that team either. So I'm going to put them in the box. I think Machamp, absolutely yes. Dodrio, probably, but possibly Exatio, because I haven't really used Exatio before, and I think that would be fun. As far as electric types, we have three options. We have the Electrode, we have the Magneton, and we'll have a Pikachu. As I don't have a Light Ball, I think that Magneton is my best bet there. As far as, and so I have three team members right now between, depending on what I choose to stick with Dodrio or switch to Exatu, and then Machamp and Magneton. Uh, Steelix will be a fourth, and then I may use Bonsley or Rhyhorn or something. It's possible that I won't even have 16 members, even though it's possible for me to do so. Something weird happened with this. Whatever. Pepsi bottles are sometimes odd. But because of how this one opened, it won't screw back on. Just have to be careful. So I'll have Exatu in my party for now, and if I'll put the experience share on it, and if it learns moves that I like quickly enough, then I'll stick with it. Magneton would also benefit from uh, the experience share, but uh, getting some more clarity on Exati's moveset will help me determine a fire sooner. I'm going to come into the Goldenrod department store and go up to the floor that sells vitamins. I think it's the fourth floor. Oh, I'll talk to Crasher Wave while I'm here. He gives me masks. If you're a fan of the Sinnoh games, you know that Crasher Wave is one of the gym leaders in Sinnoh. So he gives you masks for each of the Sinnoh starters. Since HeartGold and Soul Silver were also fourth generation, they wanted to make sure that one of the characters from those games appeared somewhere in here. It is off the fourth floor. Third floor? Surely it's off the fifth floor. That's usually TMs. Third floor is TMs in this one. Well, I'm going to get a couple more return TMs while I'm here. And, see, TM 21 is Frustration, 87 is Swagger, that's a No, Captivate, I think. Taunt, Torment, Safeguard, Dig, uh, Stealth Rock, Brine, Avalanche, uh, Dark Pulse, I think. Wait, surely, have I been mistaken about ATM availability forever? So I have Dark Pulse. You can buy Dark Pulse. I never realized that. I would have bought so many Dark Pulse DMs over the years if I had realized that I could. It's either the 5th floor or the 2nd floor. That allows me to buy... That's battle items. I don't use those. There we go. I'm going to buy 10 calcium for Magneton to make sure that I'm getting at least a pretty good amount of special attack out of it. It'll also make Magneton love me, but you know. The Pokemon that I'm using are not bad, so I'm not worried about fully EV training them or anything, but I'm thinking about how I'm going to beat Red at the end of the game, and Steelix is a perfect counter to his Pikachu. Uh, a decently powerful Magneton can take out both of his water types. Machamp will one-shot his Snorlax no matter what, because Snorlax just doesn't have very good physical defense. Apparently it had the room for one of those. I'll speed up Magneton a little bit too. Magnezone is very slow, but Magneton is not. You get a evolving Magneton into Magnezone, you get a marginal increase to attacking stats and defensive stats, but you lose a lot of speed. So not being able to evolve it into Magnezone in this game is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Because I have an empty space on this party, I can bring both my land and water-based HMs with me, even if I don't need them all. So I will put I need the experience share. I'll be giving it to Exatio. And I'll be mostly fighting with Machamp, even though it doesn't have enough PP for me to fight with it as much as I want to. So we're going to hang on. Now that I'm getting experience on Pokemon I know I'm going to use, it's time to start fighting gym leaders. And Viridian City does not help me with that. That's the last one I do. I gotta fight some gym leaders today though. So we're gonna start with Brock. Oops, I pushed down. No, I haven't committed to teaching Rock Slide, which Brock will give me, to Machamp yet. It seems like the logical choice. Fighting type Pokemon are often a good choice to teach rock type moves. It provides good coverage, especially against their flying type weakness. That's a crit. It provides good coverage against their flying type weakness, but typically I prefer to teach Machamp rock type moves if I know they won't miss. And I've certainly talked about the downsides of the in-game trade Machamp enough. But I prefer no guard. I'm a little nervous about this one hitting me too, but I'll use Karate Chop anyway. I just use Sandstorm. We're fine. And we have defeated the gym leaders in Brock's gym. I don't want to leave to heal, so I'll use one of my Moo Moo Milks to save myself a tap. That'll be plenty of healing. You can avoid the trainers in Brock's gym as you can in many gyms, but as I say, I prefer to battle all the gym trainers, because once you beat the leader, you cannot battle the trainers. I turned the volume of the stream down a lot, but I didn't turn down my headphone volume. That's a little better. The music in Pokemon is great, but it's also quite loud. I think I would have taken out the Graveler in one hit regardless. In some levels, Xatu wants to learn Tailwind, which is not a bad move. It speeds up your folk for a few turns. The whole team. I would never set up Lucky Chant. Preventing critical hits is a good thing, but I would never actually use the move to do it. So Brock's first two Pokemon here are pre-evolved versions of the Pokemon that the trainers in his gym used. They used a Rhydon and a Golem. He used Grappler and Rhyhorn. And now he's sending out Onix, which has great physical defense, but is just bad. It is faster than me, though, which is somewhat concerning. It is technically his ace, so he gets a Citrus Berry. I think it's more a nod to his original Generation 1 team than, anything special. Onix is no longer a fully evolved Pokemon, so its experience yields are awful. He also has the evolved fossils. Kabutops will almost always use Aqua Jet to get that priority. Already level 28. You can see that it's getting mostly special attack and speed. It's not the fastest flying type or psychic type or Pokemon in general, but it's not terribly slow. Homestar is going to be a fan of using Protect. It knows that as soon as I hit, it's going down. Thankfully, Cross Chop did not miss. And that is Brock defeated. Another level up for Xatu. Got at least 2 and everything. So he gives me the Boulder Badge. And he gives me the TM for Rock Slide, which I love. I'm like 90% sure I'm going to teach it to Machamp. Now, I'm wondering if, despite the level disadvantage, if Magneton can do anything to Misty's gym. I know that one of Misty's Pokemon is Quagsire, which means no, but maybe the other ones. Part of me also wonders, I'm not going to grind for another Thunderbolt DM, at least not right now. Magneton learns Discharge to level up, and that's adequate. But I do have a Charge Beam TM, and that's better than Spark at least, despite the accuracy issue. So I think I am going to go ahead and use a Charge Beam on it. And I will get rid of Supersonic because it has 55% accuracy anyway. I'll have Spark in case I'm sure that I'm going to take a Pokemon out, but I don't want to risk the chance of it missing. So I'll put Magneton in front and test the waters against a gym trainer. See what I did there? Test the waters, water gym? No, that was not intentional actually. I did not outspeed the Horsey, why would I? It's using Twister, which now Steel is the only type that resists the Dragon type move it's currently using. If I can hit a Charge Beam, it's still a one-shot against the Horsey. My special attack did not go up, which means the Seadra may not go well. But we'll find out. It chose Water Pulse, and yes. If they actually attack me, I will go down. So, using Magneton is probably not going to work out here. Which makes me think I should actually go ahead and move on to Lieutenant Surge first, and come back here when Magneton can take advantage of its advantage over the water types. There's nothing that says you have to do the gyms in a particular order, so why not just take out Lieutenant Surge next? It's going to be another gym mostly handled by Machamp, since Dodrio and Xatu would both be electric would be super effective against both of them, and Magneton doesn't really have anything better than Sonic Boom to hit them with. Onyx would be decent if I were willing to use Onyx, but I'm not. And even if I decide to use like Rhyhorn, I couldn't get it until later. I did all sorts of research on it, but let me make sure that I'm not ignoring another in-game trade that I could actually complete prior to defeating the Elite Four. Or prior to getting 16 badges. Okay, there are 10 in-game trades. And I've done 6 of them. 3 require the Earth badge, and 1 requires beating Red. So yes, I've done all that I can for now. Steelix, Rhyhorn, and Pikachu are the ones that I can and still will get. Yeah, so this is mostly going to be Machamp again. And some electric types are also part steel type, so I can do that. So, in the original Gold, Silver, and Crystal, the barriers were... It said that the barriers were down. For the remakes, they decided that at some point Lieutenant Surge fixed the barriers, so you still have to fight your way through. I would say the biggest concern with having Machamp fight all of these electric types is static, though that would trigger Guts, so it's okay. Wish is a pretty cool move. Wish heals you. Self-healing move, the user restores its own HP by up to half of its maximum HP in the next turn. I will get rid of me first. It's Exatu's signature move, but typically they're going to use a move that's effective against you and not very effective against themselves. So, using me first is not always great. I suppose it could be very exciting in niche situations in a competitive battle, but it's not a whole lot too exciting in-game. So, they like using double team, and I'm paralyzed, so I'm moving second anyway. So why not use Vital Throw in case he had used double team. And with the Guts boost, Vital Throw would definitely be a one-hit KO. Machamp really doesn't need any more levels at this point. Level 62 is enough to take on Red, but... Can I make this a double battle if I challenge him right here? Yes, I can. I mean, I believe the Pokemon in second spot is Dodrio, which may be a bad thing, but... Alright, I'll smash the Pikachu with a Karate Chop. I guess... Drill Peck is probably still the best thing I can do to them. It's strong enough that it'll still do decent damage resisted. Jolteon has Volt Absorb, so Discharge does not do anything to it. But Jolteon's turn was now wasted because it used Helping Hand, and now the Pikachu is down. I'll do the same thing, Electrike and Drill Peck on the Jolteon. Because of the level advantage, Dodrio is faster than Jolteon. Sorry, Jolteon, you're my favorite Pokemon, but I have to take you out to move on. So that's 3 of their 6 down. Here comes a Voltorb and a Flaffy. I'll just keep pushing it, which is bound to X on my keyboard. Alright, this time I'll change because I will definitely go down if I manage to hit the uh, karate chop. Okay, with one Pokemon left, I'm going to bring in Magneton and hope that it at least doesn't get taken out. Because this is Generation 4 and not Generation 5, I can paralyze an electric type, so use Thunder Wave to help me out. And Guitarist Vincent and Gentleman Gregory were defeated. Their combined money is 9408. I'm going to pop outside for just a moment to heal these Pokemon. I'm going to put the, oh, I don't know, Amulet Coin on, Magneton in case I end up using it in battle. I'll get double money. I should have done that before. I don't know why the game's lagging a little bit today. I'm plugged in and everything. And my computer is well rested. I actually had turned it off after I finished editing the other night. I've been trying to edit the breaks out of my streams so that don't have to people don't have to skip them themselves in the videos. But so far I've only done the most recent streams. I need to get back, but YouTube doesn't let me edit too many at once. Alright, so just like any other game where they have the barriers, you gotta check them all out. Pretty sure it's still there's one next to another. Darn it. And it's not like Generation 1 where sometimes it'll just be the one next to it, or the one in the bottom left. I'll try the one to my right. There we go. I should probably be saving before some of these battles, but whatever. Lieutenant Surge gives the TM for Shockwave, which is an electric type move that never misses. Another option for Magneton if I want it. Raichu is fast, they'll definitely move first here. I don't expect to be moving first against most of Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon. He's just gonna heal now. Probably should have gone for Cross Chop, but whatever. I don't mind him using his healing against right on his first Pokemon. So one could wonder if I wouldn't be doing more damage with Payback since I'm moving second all the time. He's using Double Team, and I miss. Since he's using Double Team, I'll switch to Vital Throw. Put up a light screen, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be using any special moves here. At least I'm not planning on it. Here comes Electabuzz. Very dangerous Pokemon. I will try to cross chop on it. Muscle weighs more than fat, so Machamp is still kind of bulky. Kind of heavy, but... Well, this time the payback hit. Though I should have used Vital Throw to begin with, since I saw in the previous lecture that it is a one-hit. A one-shot, but oh well. So that dude's now level 34. His last is a Magneton, which means that my fighting type moves are super effective against it. And a Karate Chop will be more than sufficient. Did I somehow manage to outspeed Magneton, or was it using a decreased priority move? The Thunder Badge. And TM34, as I said, is Shockwave. And he tells you that if you go north, you'll see Saffron. It's assuming that as soon as you got off of the fast ship that you'll battle him immediately, rather than run around to Kanto like I did. I could go ahead and battle Erica now, but the thing is, the best to battle her would be a flying type. I'm not even sure if Exatu learns any flying type moves through level up. Might learn Air Slash or something at some point. Let's see if I'm wasting my time leveling up Exatu. So, the next move it learns would be Psycho Shift at level 37. And all that does is cures your status and gives it to the target. It learns Future Sight at 42, Ominous Wind at 47. The first move it learns that actually deals damage on the same turn. Power Swap at 54, Guard Swap at 54, and it doesn't finally learn Psychic until level 59. So it only learns Ghost and Psychic type damage dealing moves. It would know Peck at level 1, but that sucks. It can of course learn Aerial Ace, and Aerial Ace, Pluck, and Fly through TM and HM. And it can learn Drill Peck through Breeding. But the only way to get a special flying move on it is through tutoring, which means I would have to go get enough battle points to make that happen. Based on that level up moveset, I think, despite it would be kind of nice to have another special attacker on my team, I think the Exatu is just wasting my time and experience. I will stick with Dodrio as my flyer and miss out on any. I will pass up on any psychic type move I would otherwise have. The only one of Red's Pokemon that would be weak to Psychic is his Venusaur, which is also weak to Flying. So, goodbye, Exatio. The trio is my team member. So now that we've sorted that out, uh, I'll put the Dodrio in front and let it tear apart Erica's gym while Magneton gets some experience out of it too. While I have my uh, Surfer with me, in Generation 1, this water is where you got Grimer, because it's bad water. You can also get Grimer here. Still, 3 years later, he says they appeared recently, but you can find them here before. Haven't gotten the item down there yet. Found the PPL. Pretty soon we'll be starting to get some final move sets, and that's when I like to use my PP ups. So this guy, this creep, now says it's full of strong trainers. That's not what he always said, but they decided that having a creep peeking in on the gym full of only female trainers was a problem, so they changed it. Which, you know, good change. I mean, the better move would have been to just get rid of the guy entirely, but they decided that was too much work. So, my assumption is that Drill Peck will take out every Pokemon in this gym in one hit. And that Dodrio will outspeed everything. Now, I think there are more than 20 Pokemon that I will face throughout the course of the gym, so I may need to restore PP at some point. Lock On can be a fun move to mitigate moves that sometimes miss. Sonic Boom does 20 damage. I am past the Elite Four. A move that does 20 damage is just not useful to me. Unless I wanted to try and catch a low-level Pokemon and need to weaken it a little bit. But that's what Ultra Balls are for. It will catch most of the level Pokemon anyway. Oh, bleh, she says. So I will now cut this. I do not have to battle that trainer to progress, but I've... Oh, there's a double battle coming up. Let's make sure that Magneton is getting even more experience out of that. I don't have to battle these two either. Let's see. I think Victory Bell is the bigger threat. I'll just paralyze the Vileplume. Because I feel like if one of them were to use a poison type move as their secondary type, I feel like it would be more likely to be Vileplume, and that would not affect my steel type. It knows Drain Punch. Well, I was mistaken. I don't know. I was not aware that Vileplume could learn Drill Punch. Or Drain Punch. That was entirely unexpected. Well, Magneton managed to survive it and got a lot of experience out of that battle, so I won't complain. But to actually move forward, you go through here. Playing on my computer is a much larger screen than I usually use, so it, in theory, would make these easier to navigate around. A girls only gym is rare, but it's not the only one, I don't think. Uh, was there one boy in Whitney's gym, or was there not? I don't think there is. I think Whitney's gym is all girl. Jasmine's is not, because there's a gentleman in her gym. You don't battle the gentleman, but there is one in there. Claire's is not. Misty's is not. Erica's is. Sabrina's is not. Janine is kind of not, because they all pretend to be Janine, but not all of them are actually girls. Magnet Bomb is another move that never misses. I guess I'll replace Lock On, because I don't want to set up the extra move. It's physical, but I want the Steel type move until I learn a better one. So I think Whitney's is also all girl. Because of PP constraints and because I feel a dislike for Paris, I'm going to do the overkill fly. And as penance, I have to deal with effects more. Well, now that I'm paralyzed, risking the 2 turns of fly is no longer a viable choice. I need to move that attacks the same turn, so I only have to beat the paralysis check once to attack. Carnivine is an interesting Pokemon. I'm not sure I've used it in a full playthrough. Mostly because most of my playthroughs are on HeartGold and Soul Silver, and you can't get Carnivine early enough. And I don't play the other games it's in very often. Whoa! Or whoa. Oh my. And we move on. I have to come over here, cut 2 more trees, and then I will be to Erica. Don't think I missed the trainer. Lovely weather, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it may be a little hot, but it's sunny, it's warm, it's not too humid. Is it breezier than it was yesterday? That's all yesterday was missing for me. A nice breeze to cool it down. If it will open, I will check my weather app and see what the wind conditions are today. 85 degrees. Got about a 12-mile-per-hour wind. So, yeah, nice little breeze. Make you feel a couple degrees cooler. It's cloudier than it was yesterday, but still mostly sunny. We only have a UV index of 5 instead of the 8 it was when I was outside yesterday. 8 or 9, depending on what time of day. That's why when I was waiting for orders to come in yesterday, I preferred I have 2 spots that I'll go to wait. One is an open parking lot. One is a different parking lot, but it has a tree where I usually park. So I chose that spot yesterday for the shade. while I was waiting. I had a lot of orders yesterday. More than I've ever had on any other weekday. But that also means that I made more than I have on any other weekday as well. Someone did try to bribe me. It was an alcohol order, and for that you have to scan their driver's license or other ID before you're legally allowed to give them the alcohol. And they had an expired driver's license, which is of course not okay. And temporary licenses, which she also had, is not valid either. So she offered me an extra $10 tip to give her the bottle anyway. But now that would be illegal and against the rules, so I said no and left. Took the bottle back to the merchant I picked it up from. You still get paid for that, as long as once the merchant signs that it was returned to them, you get it completes the order, and DoorDash will pay you for the time, at least. Sure, an extra $10 is nice, but I'm not going to break the law for it. I'm going to talk to the person back here. There are places in the game where you can put in a word from a pre-selected list as a response, and this guy will teach you new words, new word each day. Irritability is the word he teaches me now. The first word I ever got from him in the playthrough was the word ubiquitous, which I thought was a fun word to show up randomly in a Pokemon game. So here's Cycling Road. I thought it automatically put me on the bicycle if I wasn't already on it. So there are a number of trainers here on Cycling Road. I'm going to put Magneton back out front, and the reason for that is that a lot of poison types, which are on this road, have lower special defense than physical defense. Though I'm not 100% sure that's the case for Gulpin. It might have higher special defense. Suppress my ability, but it really doesn't matter. Sludge Bomb I am immune to. I will use Magnet Bomb because it never misses. And I managed to defeat Biker Dale with just Magneton. My ability is sturdy, right? No, it's Magnet-Bull. Preventing steel types from escaping, but I accidentally opened Copilot. I don't want Copilot listening to me while I'm streaming. I'm sure that there's an AI somewhere listening to me, but... Or, if nothing else, my phone is listening to me. Weezing does not have good special defense. I am surprised at how little I'm doing. Biker Reese is one of the rematchable trainers. Weezing gives decent experience at least. I want to be primarily a special attacker. I don't want to move that's going to lower their physical defense, even if it is by 2 stages. Sure, I suppose I could be setting it up for one of my physical attackers, but... Let me find a guy. Let me get on the other side of one of these people so that I can pull out my dowsing machine and use it. Am I in line with this item? Yes. Oh, darn it. I went up too high. I think in Fire Ridden Leaf Green you could break, well, moving. Krogunk is part fighting type, so I will use Drill Peck on it. I'm running low on charge beams. Stockpile is going to raise its defenses, but if we both attack it, it's going to go down anyway. Actually, Dodrio was probably enough from the start. Looks like most of these Pokemon are belong to Dan. It goes down the Drill Peck, and once again, there's no target for Spark. I'll just keep doing the same. Weezing will go down. We'll both get experience. We'll get double money thanks to Magneton. Once the limbs discharge, I'm sure I'm able to take care of Misty's gym. Alright, so between them, come on. It is somewhere between them, yes? No, it's one space to the right. It's not in here, actually. I was looking in the wrong spot. There is another one. Make sure I'm actually in the right spot this time. What the heck? I'm sure I had lined it up. I must have accidentally moved to the side afterwards. Well, Seviper is a poison type. I expect that is what it will mostly use. Though if they're going, oh, that's nice. You use Swagger to boost my attack and confuse me at the same time, and then you use Haze to get rid of the attack boost. Well, screw you. Now I have a special attack boost anyway. And you're paralyzed. So, get out of here, Swiper. Oh, no. You get to stick around for one more turn at least. I'll just use Magnet Bomb. Means the Viper. I mean, it wasn't going to do direct damage to me anyway. I assume it probably needed like Poison Fang or something. Yeah, I must be off the line. There it is. I knew I'd get the item eventually. Let's battle you. Biker Glen. Well, he has 3 Pokemon, and I only have 2 Charge Beams left. Spark's probably gonna do more. Maybe by a little bit. I resist it, but I still can't survive the explosion. Well, that's a bummer. This Pokemon's a Magmar, so I would have done normal damage to it. And a Weezing to end things off. Oops. I meant to use Pursuit. Poison is horrible to have on Cycling Road. Before I start moving, you can fly right off of Cycling Road. Between the poison and the other Pokemon I was trying to level up fainting, it's a good time to fly back. Mom calling again. Let me get rid of that notification real quick. You know, I have notification. YouTube creators will ask you to ring the bell so you get notified and don't miss videos. But I use mobile YouTube, and it has a when you click subscriptions on the app, it gives you a list of every video that's been uploaded and does not cause you to miss any videos like the website does. So I keep those notifications off so I don't get, you know, inundated with upload notifications. But for some reason, when I'm streaming in particular, I get all of them. Tentacruel is known for its special defenses, which means that even though Spark does less damage, or even though my physical isn't as good, I should still be using Spark here. And in this case, the paralysis definitely worked out in my favor. Aiden is another biker that we can rematch. And now that I beat him up, he's calling me his friend. The people on Cycling Road don't like you until you beat them in a battle. And then they're like, oh, you're my friend. I do not recommend the Cycling Road approach to friendship. Do not beat up your friends. Skorupi, which evolves into a Pokemon I quite like, Drapion. Drapion is Poison Dark type, which is awesome. Skorupi is Poison Bug, though. I used Drapion in a competitive team. Saw them some Wi-Fi battles. I'm like, hey, that looks cool. I want to use it. So I did. Alright, I'm going to go down the right-hand path, which does not have hidden items. Biker Joel. Joe. But I'm calling him Joel. He's a character in the game. What is he going to do about it? I am not doing much damage to this Magmar, and I should have known that the Fire Punch was coming. And now I take... Oh, I did not take myself out in confusion. Well, let's switch anyway. If he burns me, what do I care? Guts. I'm surprised he didn't go for Flamethrower right off the bat. That's what I would have done if I were facing a Magneton. Thanks for the burn, buddy. Guts not only boosts my attack, but it also negates the attack drop of a burn. And unlike poison, you don't take burn damage outside the battle. I was moving above him, so I have time to pop another lemonade into Magneton. Magneton doesn't have any mouths despite 3 bodies. How does it drink lemonade? And I wouldn't recommend pouring lemonade onto electrified metal. Somehow I forgot that all of these people have Magmar. At least Magmar gives special attack EVs, so that's helping Magneton. I don't know how Guts interacts with confusion damage. Do you do more to yourself if you're under Guts? I have never actually thought to ask that question. Does Guts increase confusion damage? If your Pokemon has the Guts ability and is suffering from a major status condition, any self-inflicted damage from confusion will be increased. At least that's what the AI overview says. It says confusion does not activate Guts, but it does increase confusion damage. Bulbapedia itself does not mention interaction with confusion in any way besides saying that it is not triggered by confusion. I'm not sure which site the AI overview is drawing that information from.
It does mention a ROM hack, which if it happens in that case, no. I don't see anything that says it doesn't increase damage. So I would have to say that basically it seems that it would do more damage. Alright, with Tentacruel coming in, Metaton should be able to handle that. That's the poison type that I expect to see on Cycling Road. Cycling Road is so very good in Fire Red and Leaf Green. The trainer, there's like 6 trainers at the very top, just past the gate. And the way to rematch trainers in Generation 3 was the Versus Seeker that you had to charge by taking steps. And if you use it at the top of the route, you could get 3-4 trainer battles right away. Which, was helpful when you were trying to raise your Pokemon. Especially since rematching the Elite Four is not really possible in ways it is in other games in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Because you would go to the Elite Four and battle them, and if you win, then you don't get to immediately battle them again. You have to do all the post-game stuff, and then when you go back to battle them again, they have their new, stronger team, so you can't just rematch the weaker team until you feel you're ready for the stronger team. Whereas in something like HeartGold and Soul Silver, I could go rematch the original team as many times as I want, and then when I feel like I'm ready, beat Blue, and then they get the stronger team. This guy wants to be not only friends, but best friends. I already have a best friend. But, okay. You can be my character's best friend. Lyra may be sad, but whatever. Oh. I might have survived that if it wasn't a crit. The disadvantage to going down in that way is that I don't get to see what's coming out next. And also, because I fainted, by the time it's missing out on some experience. I could revive it, but it's just end the battle. I chose Payback because it resists fighting, but because it's a Weezing that is so many levels lower than me anyway, I go first. There are a few trainers on the other side of this gate before I get into Fuchsia. Route 18 is very small. I will heal and then go battle those trainers. I believe they're bird keepers and have things like Dodo and Dodrio, so we're kindred spirits. I have one too. Now I'm going to shock them, so no. Not so good, but thank you for telling me to look in tall grass. I've been playing Pokemon for 30 years. Okay, not 30 years. It didn't come out in the US in 96. But when it came out in the US, I played it. I like Pokemon because it was a game before it was anything else. The cards and the manga and the anime, they all came after the game. That paralysis is advantageous. Here is the discharge I've been waiting for. Discharge is a beautiful 80 base power move that does not miss and is likely to cause paralysis. When you're choosing an electric move for your electric type Pokemon, often you'll have the choice between Discharge and Thunderbolt. They're somewhat similar powers. Thunderbolt is what you choose if you need a little bit more power. Discharge is what you choose if you want to paralyze more Pokemon. Because while a lot of the powerful elemental moves have a 10% chance of inflicting their status, Discharge has, I believe it is 30% to cause paralysis, which is beautiful. Now, it's still less than Spark, but I chose to get rid of Spark because I don't need the physical move. Charge Beam will probably be the next to go, but I wanted it for now in case I'm fighting like 6 Pokemon and I want a little bit of a special boost to make sure I'm taking them all out. Or if I were fighting like a strong... If I were to take Magneton to the Elite Four, I could use Charge Beam against Gyarados, take it out in one hit anyway, and then possibly be able to take out other things. In the meantime, I said that what I wanted before I went back to Misty's Gym was Discharge. So I put the Manulet Coin back on Magneton, and now that it's level 40, it shouldn't be taking. It should be able to take a hit or two from most of the Pokemon. The only thing I really have to be concerned about is Misty's Quagsire, but I do have 2 other Pokemon that are capable of fighting and are a much level higher than at a much higher level than her Pokemon. So I will battle the trainers outside of the water first. And if I were to leave the gym and come back in, I could get to Misty without having to battle any of the trainers in the water. I'm not... Zoomer will probably take a couple hits, so that's a lot of health. But it just chose to use Aqua Ring, so... Nope, no problem. And Magneton will continue to grow in levels. Yeah, I remember seeing Azumarill get a lot of use in competitive battles in years past. It's one of those Pokemon that's pretty easy to invest HP into so that it has exactly 404 max HP. So when you use Substitute, the Substitute has 101 HP, so Seismic Toss or whatnot will not break it. But that's old Wi-Fi battling strategy. Doesn't really apply too much anymore. I know that the water type resists the steel type. I'm going to try Magnet Bomb anyway. That was a mistake. If he hits me again, I'm gonna faint. So, he was going for Disable, which is fine. I was going to use a different move that turn, so I would have been fine. Or maybe the game was cheating and it knew I was switching, so it chose something else. I know for a fact that in Generation 1, the opponent chooses your move after you and will respond to what you chose to do. But I think they got rid of that feature for later games. Deleted. For some reason, my homepage of Twitch is showing me my stream instead of anyone else's. Interesting. Click back into the game. Alright. So, there's no break in the lane dividers for between lane 3 and lane 2, so I have to exit and re-enter the water. Cloyster is known for its physical defense, not its special defense, so a discharge should take it out. But it has the skill link ability, so moves like Spike Cannon will always hit 5 times. So Spike Cannon and Icicle Spear are good moves to have on your Cloyster. Since multi-hit moves are actually pretty decent if it's always going to hit 3 times. And one more trainer. Your magnificent swimming is animated in the game as you just like translating to the left and right, not actually moving in any way, so I do not think there's a significant danger of me being distracted by your swimming. I'm not going to try a Magnet Bomb again, but I will try a Charge Beam so that hopefully I can take out the second Pokemon in a single hit if I get the special attack boost, which I did. Your second Pokemon is another Seeking. Seeking gives attack. But with one special attack boost, the discharge is a one-shot on the Seeking. And I grew to level 43. I'm cool and confident because I am using a Magneton against water types. One more heal so that I'm going into the battle with full health. I was expecting you, you pest. Misty was one of the bigger disappointments between Generation 1 and Generation 3. In Generation 1, she gave you Bubble Beam, and in Generation 3, she gave you Water Pulse, which was less fun. I mean, Bubble Beam wasn't a TM anymore in Generation 3, so she couldn't give it to you, but Bubble Beam was the cooler move. She withdrew Golduck. She's going to send in Quagsire to absorb the uh, electric move. So I will switch out myself into Dodrio and Joe Bucket. She tried to use Earthquake, but I was immune to her ground type move. So she switched into an immunity, and then I switched into an immunity, and now the Quagsire goes down. However, I do still have a concern, and that's that Golduck outsped me. So I'm going to leave that and heal up Magneton. It's probably going to try... Oh, I thought you were going to try Blizzard, honestly. I'm going to try a Fly just to waste a turn of the stronger Water type moves. Put me to sleep. I have an item for that, actually. The, I thought it was in, battle items. Despite it not saying that that is the case, you can use the flute items as many times as you want. Okay, I'm just gonna let you faint now and let, Magneton finish it. I'm pretty sure that Magneton outspeeds Lapras. I can't be certain, but Lapras is not the fastest. Okay. Well, that's disappointing. And the Charge Beam didn't even take it out. Fine. Oh, she's healing. I was just gonna let Machamp finish this, since things are not going well. Even after the special attack boost. I decided I would use Discharge in that turn in case it decided to try a Sing and missed. I could possibly paralyze it. Alright, Machamp, do your thing. Karate Chop will be super effective because the Lapras is part Ice typing. Golduck is already hurt, so any move I use should take it out. Let's disable Mist, which is probably good. And your last Pokemon is a Starmie, which terrifies me, but Payback is super effective. I use Starmie all the time. It's a very good Pokemon. Put Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Surf on it, and you can take out basically any team by yourself. Okay, so Magneton did not work out quite the way we were hoping it would, but we still won the battle. We get our Cascade badge. That is 4 Kanto Gym badges now. Well, she also still gives the Water Pulse TM. Check it out. 12 badges. We've gotten 4 today. And we're only an hour and a half in. Alright, so since I changed my work and stream schedule a little bit, I'm going to do something today in the game. with me working on Wednesday and now streaming on Thursday instead, it means that I wanted to change my Pokemon to Thursday and Saturday, and then Stardew on Tuesday and Friday, so I wasn't streaming the same game on back-to-back days. Which means that now that I'm playing on Thursday instead of Friday or instead of Wednesday or Friday, I can get different items. And I did leave myself saved on a Saturday by the guy who gives you soft sand. But on Thursday, you can find Anthony, I believe is his name. Arthur. And he gives you the hard stone, which boosts power of rock type moves by 20%. It would have been nice when I was still using Onyx. But there will be rock type moves in the future, so I thought I'd pick it up real quick. And now we're back to Kanto. So I'm going to go to Lavender Town and go down from there. Because there are two entire paths that take you from the up north down to Fuchsia City. I took the faster one, which is Cycling Road, but there's also Silence Bridge, which is this side. And while they may be using Pokemon that give unfavorable stats for my Magneton, it will be mostly water types along the path, so I can get lots of easy experience. Although I could just go battle Janine and skip all of these trainers just outright. It is a very long path to take. I'm mostly mentioning it because there's a lot more. Basically, if you come here, you will have a trainer to rematch no matter what day you play. What day or time you play. Actually, every remaining rematch trainer you get on this side of the path down to Fuchsia. There are none in the water routes that remain. I'm hoping that by the end of the stream I will have 6 badges. That I will have both Janine's and Sabrina's badge. But I don't know if that's quite possible if I go through this entire route. Maybe I'll just go to the point where we see Suicune again, and I'll do the rest off screen. Yeah, I think Silence Bridge makes sense for off-screen training. I'll leave the items so you can see me pick those up. But I will go to Fuchsia only showing required battles if you take this path. And then I'll come back and clear up everyone else off screen. Get levels. Actually, it's probably not a bad idea to save their experience for the Pokemon we get later, because my Steelix will be starting at level 1. So, we will do things that way. We have a Magmar and a Sunflora here. Now, I don't want to use Discharge because that would hit the trio as well. I could target the Sunflora because Drill Peck is super effective against it, but I want to avoid the fire type move of Magmar. Sunflora and Magmar are actually a really nice pairing. Sunflora likes to set up the sun and benefits from having the sun up, and it would also power up the fire type moves of Magmar. So that's actually a very nice double battle option. There's an item either up or down from here. It's up. Okay. Oh, I need to make sure I wasn't surfing on the wrong patch. I'll come back for the other items at the beginning of next stream, whenever it is, but I'll grab this elixir now. There are enough items that I really don't need to go to Pokemon Centers as much as I do. I wasn't sure if he was going to turn, but he is not a spinner, so you can get past him easily enough. This trainer you do have to battle. She will see you, even if you're all the way to the right. She has a single Pokemon, a Spoink. Spoink is a Psychic type Pokemon. I used a couple of Charge Beams on it. Evolves into Grumpig, which we will see when we rematch the Elite Four. We will have one. There's another bird catcher. I believe if I come... Oh, this guy does spin. Yes, this guy has several Pokemon, and they are all Pikachu. 6 Pikachu in a row. How does Magnet Bomb do? Well, it took a critical hit, but I did take out the Pikachu. I don't know if Magnet Bomb or Discharge is actually better against them. And I'm not finding out exactly how much Magnet Bomb does because it keeps getting critical hits. Well, now I'm learning Mirror Shot, which is another Steel type move. And it can miss, but it is special. I'm hesitant to give up the Steel type move that never misses, but it is physical and it's just not that powerful. So I'm going to get the more powerful Mirror Shot that can miss, but can also lower the opponent's accuracy. Mirror Shot without a critical hit does take out a Pikachu. Or at least one of Pokefan Joshua's level 32 Pikachu. I was expecting it to miss the first 3 times in a row I used it. There's another crit. I've crit 3 of his Pikachu so far. And he's got 2 more. Feint only works if the opponent is using Protect or Detect. Feint, F-E-I-N-T, not to be confused with F-A-I-N-T attack, which is a dark type move. It doesn't miss. I'm surprised that it took that many times for Air Shot to miss. And then it misses twice. Alright. Pokemon Joshua and his 6 Pikachu have been defeated. I do have to fight Kemper Tanner. He's in the midst of preparing a meal. It's 3:39 p.m. here right now. I guess it could be a late lunch. I wouldn't say that's quite late enough for even an early dinner, but a late lunch, sure. Depending on what time you eat dinner. I mean, if you like to eat dinner at like 5:30, then yes, it'd be too late for lunch. But if you eat like at 7 or later, then you have a light lunch. I thought that would take me to the end of the... I have to fight... I think I have to fight Pure if I go this way. This guy has what he calls regal Pokemon. He's got 3 of them. The first is a Nidoking. Definitely something I do not want to be fighting with a Steel type. Steel or Electric type for that matter. I would be immune to any poison it chose to do, but if it used like Earth Power or something. Though it's level 29 Nidoking, I could have taken that into account and just one-shot it. He also has Slowking. See, both of his Pokemon had King in their name. That's what he means by regal Pokemon. Now you might think, well, his Pokemon have King in the name. Surely his third Pokemon is a Seaking. It has King in its name. But Game Freak is weird, and they decide to give him a Magikarp, which has been referred to as the King of Carp, but it's still a Magikarp. Despite a level 65 Magikarp knowing Tackle and Flail, it used Splash anyway. And I get the paltry amount of experience that a Magikarp provides. Yes, I am mocking your royalty. Goodbye. Oh, I thought that guy would turn before I got past him. Cool. Cameron the photographer. And here's the last different Suicune spot you will find. Not again. I'll be there first next time. Having followed it here, I'm starting to understand what Suicune is after. To be honest, I would like to keep this information to myself. But I want to be an honest trainer from the Suicune. That's why I'm sharing a clue with you. It seems that Suicune prefers a hilly place near water, somewhere north. Don't know exactly where yet. It will be just you and me. We'll find it first. I challenge you. And if you talk to him again, that's all he'll say. Forever. And ever. Ow, he turned. So, Suicune from this point forward will be at the cape where we found Misty. If you want to rematch Misty, you need to defeat or capture Suicune so it's not there before she will show up there. As with other legendaries, if you defeat it and want another chance to try and capture it, you just have to defeat the Elite Four and it will come back. I probably won't bother catching Suicune, and I will probably defeat it when I want to get Misty's number. I don't know if I'll stream it, but I'll probably make a video of where and when you get each person's number. Alright, we are getting close to Fuchsia, but there are a lot of trainers that will spin when they hear you or get close to them. It is getting bothersome, but I said I would get the Fuchsia on screen. I'll battle the rest off. If I hit another mirror shot, Parasect will faint, but it put me to sleep first. I was in the middle of saying I could use the blue flute to wake myself up, but at the same time, uh, why would I, when Parasect can't really do anything to me? So Manatown leveled up from that battle. I managed to hit another mirror shot to accomplish that. And we're moving on. I will use a discharge to take out the Poliwhirl in one hit. And we have a Ditto. I don't want to deal with Ditto with my power points where they currently are. And if I didn't take it out in one hit and it transformed, we would have nothing to hit each other with. So I will send out Machamp, move first, do the super effective fighting type move, and not have to deal with transform. Alright. He's researching gym leaders and mentions that you can collect gym leaders' phone numbers. So he will occasionally call you to give you in-game hints of where you can get their numbers. So if you don't want to look it up, you can wait for him to call you. You have to battle one or the other. You cannot avoid both. I will take the double battle. Kay and Tia. You can also rematch them. Kay and Tia have Quagsire, and they also have Quagsire, which makes this battle a little dangerous for, say, Magneton. Drill Pack with Burn does not take it out. Well, I'll just throw a useless Thunder Wave out there. I'll take out the other one. Purely for fun's sake, I'm gonna throw Sandshrew out there. Oh, I can't. Can I not? Oh, I moved on. Sandshrew's not gonna do anything, but I threw it out there just for kicks. It's fun to see if I can manage to get one of my HM users to level up randomly. Since it had absolutely no impact on battle, and this battle is not required for story progression, I was okay to throw it out there. Now, you don't get to learn any moves that are not HM Sandshrew. I like to level up my HM Pokemon every now and then because it feels right to have a Pokemon that is not like level 6 learning all of these moves. If it can carry me and all of my Pokemon up a rock face, it should be stronger than level 6. I also feel that way about fly Pokemon. I don't feel right like having a Pidgey be my flyer for the whole game. It feels wrong. And if you go the top path here, you find yourself in the path of a PP up. Now that we're back in Fuchsia City, I'm going to try and remember where the Pokemon here is. Because I've got some mom items built up, and I want to see if she finally sent me the last berries I need. Clover berries are usually the last one, but I already had those. To be honest, I didn't even bother to check which one I'm actually still missing, so even if she does send it, I won't know until I check. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 6 is 13, 14, 15, still missing a couple. Pokemon started with 15 types, then they added Dark and Steel in Gen 2 and added Fairy and types in Gen 6, so there are 18 types now, but in this game there were 17 and I'm still missing 2 berries. I will heal mostly to get all my PP back. I could just use ethers or elixirs or whatnot, but if I'm already this close to a Pokemon Center, why not just do it? So we'll come into Janine's gym, and we will see that all the trainers look like Janine. Trainers all look like the gym leader. And there's also invisible walls. And unlike Generation 1, you can't just see where the wall is. Yeah, but if you walk into it, you'll see a section of it. You can find the map online if you want to see where if you want to see exactly where all of the walls are. I should have known. Should have seen the Earth power coming and switched out. I knew I was going to use a ground type move. I just thought Mirror Shot might do it a little bit more. I'm not going back out to the Pokemon Center to revive Magneton. I'll just do it right here. You would think that the correct Janine is the one all the way ensconced in the middle. It's actually not. Alright, I'm going to do the smart thing this time, and when I see the ground type Pokemon, I'm going to switch out and not get taken out by Earth Power and counter with a drill back. And we're screwed level 64 thanks to it. So as you can see, a boy did dress up like Janine. Tells you there's nothing wrong with that. She even says the foo foo foo, but no, she is not the real Janine. Last Alice. I know someone named Alice. Also, Alice is my favorite champion in Raid Shadow Legends. Maybe it was the wrong choice, but when I was a new player, the code I used was the one that gets you Alice. Were there better choices? Yeah, probably, but I'm not going to restart after a couple months just to get a different first champion. Besides, I just got Skeletor. What do I have to complain about? Skeletor is awesome. One of my favorite cartoon villains. And that's not even counting all the Skeletor skits in Robot Chicken that are absolutely hysterical. I'm going to use Discharge again because it's not going to miss. Last Alice defeated. You did not have me fooled. I knew it wasn't you. So the correct Janine is right here. And I'll be honest, I have a lot of trouble trying to get over to that other one. Oh, I managed to do it today. Sometimes I skip this trainer because I just can't find the way to get to her, but followed by somewhere. I'm gonna try a Charge Beam because I want the special attack boost. I know that a Charge Beam is not going to do much to a Bulbasaur, but I want the special attack boosts for the remaining Pokemon. Leech Seed is annoying. Now, because I'm staying in, the Leech Seed is still there, but on turns that I take one of them out, it won't drain me. Now that I have two special attack boosts, I'll try Mirror Shot, and that was enough to take out the Ivysaur. And Magnet Rise would make me levitate to keep me safe from a ground move, but I still have to spend a turn setting it up. I will keep my moves. And because this is Kanto, regular gym trainers can have Venusaur. And even with two boosts, Mirror Shot is not enough to take it out in one hit, but it used Double Edge, so it took a little bit more damage, and I also lowered its accuracy, but the second Mirror Shot hit and took it out anyway, so I get big experience from a fully evolved starter. And everyone's disguises have been revealed. There's only one trainer left in the gym. That's a perfect time for a lemonade. Healing more than 70. Alright, this is the real Janine. Yes, one of them actually is Janine. Imagine that. She has 5 Pokemon, leading off with Crobat, which is of course very fast. It will outspeed me. I will try the super effective Charge Beam, which might take it out either way. And potentially... Nope, did not take it out. Well, then I'll try again. And after the Screech, I will do more damage to myself with Confusion. Wing Attack won't do very much even after a Screech. The Confusion will end eventually. I broke through the Confusion, but the Charge Beam still missed. I am no longer confused. Charge Beam hits again. This time I do get the special attack boost, but I don't like Megaton's chances of finishing this gym, especially since I assume Weezing is just going to explode. But I'll try to hit it anyway. I survived the double hit. I have 2 special attack boosts. I'm not sure that Charge Beam will hit, so I use Discharge to take it out. I'm sorry for the beeping, but we'll see how far these 2 special attack boosts can carry us. Probably not enough to one-shot. Oh, wow. Aridos is always weaker than I think it is. Aridos is not a very good Pokemon. Alright. Venomoth outspeed me, and Psychic was enough to take me out. Psychic flying types are scary, but somehow Jopek is still super effective. I know, it's about poison. Let me make my Venomoth typing jokes. I'm hardly the only one that does. My battle technique of throwing Magneton at everything I possibly could and then obliterating the rest of your team with Jopek? Sure, I guess that's the technique. So strong. Yeah, defeated Koga, my father and a member of the Elite Four to come here. No wonder you're strong. And I think if we threw your team against Koga's first team, you would still win. She gives you the TM for Poison Jab, which is a lovely enough poison move. I miss the days when, you would get toxic from the poison gem, but nope, in HeartGold and Soul Silver, it is locked behind the Battle Frontier. Alright, so that is 5 gems. And now it is time for me to do my usual thing. Because you would think, after thousands and thousands of hours of playing Pokemon over the years, I wouldn't need to do this anymore. I found my favorite pen the other day, so I can use it. So, if you know Pokemon, you know that Sabrina's gym is all about warp panels. And most people will memorize it. And I'm actually very good at memorizing things. So there's no reason I shouldn't have this memorized. But I just don't think about Sabrina all that much. I go into the gym once per playthrough and have enough other things to keep track of in my brain that I've never committed the warp panels to memory. So, what I do is when I come to Sabrina's gym, I take a notebook and a pen, and I make a grid of the 3x3 area that her gym is. And I label this first warp panel A, and then when I come over here, the bottom right one that I come at also becomes B. And then I label the other ones, see where they go, and fill in the appropriate spot. And eventually I'll have this gym mapped out, and I'll be able to make sure that I face each trainer before I battle Janine. Bronzor is a steel psychic type, which is going to resist Mirror Shot if I tried to use it, so let's just hit it with Discharge. Bronzor in its evolved form, Bronzong, can have one of 2 abilities. They can either have Heat Proof or Levitate, each of which would, of course, cover one of its weaknesses. and you don't always know which bronze song has which. Also, I believe Bulbapedia has one of the bronze songs. I think it's Will's bronze song. I think it has the wrong ability listed. Now, don't quote me on that. It's possible that it's a different bronze song, or it's possible that they fixed it by now. But at some point it was wrong. So that is the one that I labeled B. No, that's the one I labeled C. Right? No, I labeled this one B, which goes to the top right and the bottom left. And I'll check the other ones, but I'll go ahead and battle this trainer now. There are 4 trainers in, besides Sabrina and her gym. They are in the corner rooms. The other rooms are just empty. Kadabra. I'm going to use Mirror Shot because I don't want Discharge to paralyze it and risk the Synchronized paralyzing me. I don't know that this Kadabra has paralyzed. It could have Inner Focus. But why take the chance? Giraffe Rake is a normal Psychic type, which is just really interesting. A lot of people think Stantler must be as well because it learns Psychic type moves, but no, Stantler is only normal. Go figure. But Giraffe Rig is normal Psychic. Your mind has more power than mine. Alright, I will go back through this and go through the one I labeled C. And C leads me to the top, very, very top right. I will take out this trainer as well. The fighting dojo next door was once the city's gym, but as of the time of the Kanto games, they were still kind of in competition, but the official Pokemon League gym was this gym. As of this point, the fighting dojo is not in operation anymore. Partially because, the Psychic Gym won out, and also because the master of the fighting dojo is training in Mount Mortar. So, as they don't have their master there, they can't really operate as normal. But because the fighting dojo is basically empty, that is where the gym leaders will go once you've called them for a rematch. They will go to the fighting dojo and wait there until you go battle them. Very patiently. And last but not least, I go through the one I labeled D, and it takes me to the middle right. So from there, I will label the next ones E, F, and G. E takes me to the top left of this room. F will take me to the top left of the middle room. Top middle. And G will take me Oh, I walked through D. My bad. G will take me to the top left of the top right. So I will label this one H and this one I. I labeled H takes me to the top left of the bottom left. So I have 2 of that room labeled. There are 2 rooms that I have not yet been in. The top left room and, of course, Sabrina's room. I takes me here. So this will be the last gym trainer to battle. And she has a slowpoke, which means I can easily take that out. In fact, I'll use Charge Beam to save on some discharge. I expected it would have yawned if I hadn't taken it out, which would have been annoying, but... And normally I would think use the stronger move against the Slowbro, but since I did get the special attack boost, if one of these charge beams hits, I think I'll be okay. Yes. And since it was the last Pokemon and it fainted, Yawn does not put me to sleep. Okay, so I have all the gym trainers battled. I've been labeling the rooms by a counterclockwise way, so I will do the top middle room next. What I labeled as J takes me to the top of this room. What I have labeled K takes me to that bottom left room. And what I labeled L takes me to that panel. So go back to this room and use the top right to get back into the left room. And I will label this M and N. M takes me down here. There's like 2 panels left. N takes me to Sabrina. So by process of elimination, those 2 would connect to each other. Bottom right of left middle goes to bottom right of bottom left. Alright, so we are at Sabrina. After my very scientific labeling of a grid I drew on a sheet of notebook paper. Let's go. If Magneton is not enough, Jopek from Dodrio will take care of her less than fantastic defenses. I know for a fact Espeon has synchronized though, and using Calm Mind is very, very scary. But despite the chance of synchronize, I need to start doing damage before it Calm Mind's too much. Even with not very effective, that almost took me out. Thankfully, I got a crit after that. And was able to get at least through her first Pokemon with Magneton. I did not expect Mr. Mime to attack right away. I thought it was going to set up a screen of some sort. But no, it just attacked. So now it's basically up to Dodrio because I don't... As powerful as Machamp is, I don't want it trying to tank a Psychic before winning. Alakazam is, of course, her ace. Very powerful, very fast. Dodrio is also pretty powerful and pretty fast. Actually, it outsped me and used Reflect, which means it will survive a hit. Actually, a couple with when you count the Citrus Berry. The only saving grace is because this is not Generation 1, Reflect is not permanent. But its psychic did do more than half to me, which scares the daylights out of me. And it used psychic again. I don't think Machamp can survive one, so I might lose this battle. Because I'm not going to let myself use one of my HM users to heal a Pokemon. I suppose I could have revived. Oh, never mind. Machamp survived the psychic. We win. Okay, that works. Now, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, Sabrina gave you the TM for Calm Mind. Fantastic. Boosts special attack and special defense. Here in Generation 4, she gives you TM48. TM48 is not Calm Mind. TM48 is Skill Swap. It swaps abilities between the user and the target. Why she couldn't give us a good move, I do not know. But that's what we get. Just to show you. I've got one guy in there and he'll tell you that their master is off training. If I do a fighting type run or a run where I only use Pokemon that are given to you, we will be going to that guy in Mount Warrior, but there's no trades in there, so I don't feel the need to go all the way through it. So we now have 6 gym badges. I think we can get a 7th today, if I'm willing to go a little bit longer. And I would say I am. So the next gym leader is Blaine. He uses fire type Pokemon. And I will actually show this outright. In the olden days, you would go south from Fuchsia, you would surf, you would go through the Seafoam Islands, and then you would eventually get to Cinnabar. At least that's what was intended. Most people will just surf south from Pallet Town because it's faster. If you wanted to go through Fuchsia, construction. There's a large boulder here, but it's closed. So they tell you outright, if you want to go to Cinnabar, in this game, you have to go south from Pallet Town. You have no other option. Now, I started going through Kanto. I went to Pallet Town as soon as I could get there. So, we've already been to Pallet, but we have not been down to Cinnabar. I am going to ignore all of the trainers between here and Cinnabar because none of them are required, and I want to get a move on. So, they will also be relegated to off-screen training for my remaining team members once I get them. So, when I'm done playing for today, I will set up what I need to get those other team members. I won't be getting the other team members until a little bit into the next stream because I'll need to beat Blue before I can get them. And I'm not going to do Blue off screen. Speaking of Blue, he's right here. Who are you? My name's Blue. I was once the Kanto champion, although it was short-lived thanks to Red. Anyway, take a good look around you. A volcano erupts, and just like that, the whole town disappears. We can go on winning and losing in Pokemon, but if nature so much as twitches, we can be overwhelmed in a second. That's the way it is. But anyway, I'm still a trainer. If I see a strong opponent, it makes me want to battle. If you want to battle me for real, show me how many Kanto badges you've got. 6. You're not ready to battle me. He will not agree to leave here and battle you until you have all 7 of the other Kanto badges. I feel so sorry for Blaine. He lost his gym. It's been years since the volcano erupted. It is so fortunate that everyone evacuated in time. So the town is gone, but there was no loss of life, so... Sure, it's still a shame that, no, a town is gone, but... Loss of life is what you want to avoid. I decided to angle my monitor down a little bit because I realized that the fan was still spinning behind me. I actually turned on air conditioning last night because after being outside in 90-degree heat all day, you really need to cool down. This trainer alone needs to be battled before you can get to the gym. Now I think if you at least beaten Blaine and go through Seafoam Islands and then come up from the south, they do clear the boulder. They clear the way from Fuchsia, but I think you have to beat Blaine before that happens. I will draw attention to the fact that hidden items can be hidden in the water, and there are two. On this side of the islands, you can pick up the deep sea tooth, and on the other side, if you go through, you can pick up the deep sea claw, the two items that are required for Clamperl to evolve into its two different possible forms. Now, I have no reason to go over there. I mean, sure, there's a trainer, but I don't really want to go through the Seafoam Islands right now. And of course, Articuno is also here, but I don't go all the way down. If we come up the ladder, though, yo, this gym has many trainers and rocks on the way from the rebuilding. It sure won't be easy to get to Blaine, but keep your cool and defeat the trainers one by one, and you will surely find the path. Even living in a cave, the researchers remembered to wash their lab coats. So there will be lots of fire types in here, which is not a good thing for my electric steel type, but I'll still try and send it out. But if it faints, I'll just let it happen, because probably not going to win. Though a critical hit certainly helps, and I'll heal it between battles if it manages to make it through. Because because I can't evolve to Magnezone, I will not learn Gyro Ball. If I could evolve to Magnezone and lose all that speed, I would, but... So I will heal between battles. While fire types in general are scary, what I really need to look out for are Numel and Camerupt, because they are ground fire type, so I can't hurt them with my electric moves, and they have not only the super effective fire, but the 4 times super effective ground. Yeah, that's gonna take me out. There's no way I survive an overeat. I did not expect Magneton to be able to handle Ninetales anyway. It has very good special defense, so I assumed I was going to be taken out there. So I will revive and heal Magnezone, but I'm going to put the experience share back on it for the remainder of this gym. Because, yes, while Arcanine and Ninetales are two of the more powerful fire types you can encounter, it's not necessarily going to be easier once the trainers have, like, more Pokemon, for example. So, have it healed in case I decide to be cheeky and send it out at some point. But the experience share is how it's going to get the best benefit from this gem. Okay. Torkoal has very good physical defense, so this may be tough. Torkoal is a pure fire type, though, even though it seems like it would be a fire rock type. That critical hit was definitely helpful. If I see a bad cargo, I'll want to send Machamp out to take care of that. But apart from that, I believe Doris can handle the gym. I want to double check what Pokemon Blaine sends out first, though. Because it might be Magcargo. Starting to sweat a little bit. Here we have a Numel. I actually really love Numel and Camerupt. I used one of my they weather team. I was using Sandstorm. Alright. We got another one more. Silver and Crystal, HeartGold and Soul Silver. Yes, okay. And here's the bad cargo I was worried about. I will switch out immediately into Bustle. Because it could use a rock type move and ruin my day. Or I could just use Yawn and try and put me to sleep. Either way, I think a Karate Chop will handle it. It could have Flame Body. I don't know if it does, but might have Magma Armor, I think is the other one I can have. Alright. Now, the way is clear to Blaine. I will put Muscle in front because Magcargo is his first Pokemon. The Repel wears off one step from Blaine. Returning to a gym and I'm still acting as gym leader. I will give you the gym badge if you manage to defeat me. Are you ready? Here we go. He no longer says brother have burn heal. So if my Machamp gets burned, I would leave the burn for the attack boost. I will just Karate Chop his Magcargo. Take the super effective damage. It was not enough to take him out. It did manage to get burned. He uses a powerful overheat. It's holding a white herb, so the overheat does not keep its special attack lowered. I suppose I could have healed since I knew he was going to heal. But the Guts boosted Karate Chop, even if I hadn't gotten a critical hit, would have taken it out. The leftovers is mitigating some of the burn damage, but Rapidash will probably outspeed and Flare Blitz me. No, it's using Bounce. Which means I have an opportunity here to heal. I like the Guts boost, but taking extra damage from Burn is not going to help me defeat him right now. I thought he was going to use a Flare Blitz and take me out. Bounce might do enough anyway. No, I would survive another one. Used overheat this time. Will I survive? Yes. It also is holding a white herb, but cross chop did hit and is enough to take out the Rapidash. So Magneton grows level 55, and Blaine is to his last Pokemon a Magmar. He no longer has an Arcanine. Do I outspeed Magmar with an extra 10 levels? I do not. He used Overheat right away. He burned his white herb on Muscle. I'm going to send out Magneton. See if I can paralyze him. And if I can't, he's already used his white herb, so he'll have less special attack for Dodrio. So either way, it works out for me. Or I could just score one hit with Drill Peck, and it doesn't matter either way. Well, I should have sent it in immediately, so Magneton would still get experience. So we have earned 7 gym badges today. You can get through Kanto pretty quickly. I just wanted to explore. So he gives you the TM for Overheat, powerful fire type move that has a drawback of lowering your special attack by 2 stages afterwards. And now we can fly back to Cinnabar Island to talk to Blue, and he will return to Viridian City. I will go through the Viridian Gym up to the point where you battle Blue. I will defeat the gym trainers today. But I feel like I'm going to want to take these 3 team members through the Elite Four a couple times before I power up everyone. Unless you want me to battle Blue today. If someone in the chat asks me to battle Blue today, I will do it. And if I do battle Blue, the Pokemon I lead with would be Dodrio. In the meantime, let's put Magneton back in front for the gym training. There's double battle in there, but for the most part, I think Magneton can handle what's in here. So when you go in, this guy will stop you. The floor here is unstable, so you should put away your Pokemon. The gym leader's guy battled the champion 3 years ago. He's no pushover. So there are panels that you have to navigate if you want to make it forward. If I step on one of those that sends me to the right, I can battle this guy. This gym is full of ace trainers. As we were saying earlier, Stantler is just normal type, but it has some intricacies. Trick Room is something that happens here. It is the TM you will receive for completing the gym, and the gym trainers will also use it. It makes it so that the slower Pokemon goes first. I use Charge Beam there to try and get a boost before the next Pokemon comes out. Tauros is actually faster than Magneton, so the Trick Room works in my favor here. And I got a crit, so I was able to take it out. The trainers in this gym are about on par with Magneton's level. It is a significant difficulty boost. I will step on this panel, which takes me there, and if I step on this panel, I get to battle this trainer. The gym kind of makes my head hurt. Too many colors. She is leading with a Slowking, which is perfect for my Magneton. I know that her second Pokemon is Licky Licky, which is very bulky, so I want some boosts to my special attack. I always forget that Slowking is good with Flamethrower. And because of the Trick Room, it's going to go first, so I go down. I will finish it off with Bustle, and then I will have the super effective moves for Licky Licky. It knows Psychic too, of course. It's Water Psychic. All I was thinking about was using Payback, not thinking that of course it would do damage to me first. I need to play better. There's the Licky Licky. Lickitung really did not need an evolution. At least not if they were going to make its tongue that monstrous. So, even if it hits me with Earthquake again, which it won't because the room is back to normal, it would not have taken me out without another crit. Alright, so Muscle was necessary. I'm not actually even sure that I could beat Blue right now. I know I can handle his Executor and his Gyarados and his Pidgeot. Probably his Rhydon Machamp could take care of. He has his own Machamp, which Dodrio could handle. But I don't know how I would handle his Arcanine. But again, if someone wants me to try it today, I will. Otherwise, my off-screen training will be enough to beat him for sure. This one takes me up to the next panel. Then this one takes me up to the next one. And if I go here, it takes me to another one. And then if I go here, it takes me to that one. And if I go up the middle here, I get the double battle. Ida and even. Porygon 2 and Azumarill. Well, this is just perfect. I will use a Charge Beam on the Azumarill and a Karate Chop on the Porygon 2. I would use Discharge, but I don't want to risk damaging Muscle too much. Though if I paralyzed it, it would do more damage. How's that for a double battle strategy? Use Discharge to try and paralyze your Guts Pokemon. However, they only have one party member each, so the already damaged Azumarill will go down to a non-Gust boosted Karate Chop. Alright. And then if I go this way, it takes me down the rightmost down arrow and allows me to battle this trainer. This is the last gym trainer for the Viridian City Gym. A little bit worried about Spinda, but So the trainers here use a lot of uh, normal types, whereas blue has a well-rounded team. Historically, this badge was a technically ground gem, but that is not the case anymore. I wasn't sure to see with a new earthquake. It is a pure rock type. It has the rockhead ability because Woodhammer didn't do any recoil damage. By the way, the other rock type Pokemon we can get Rhyhorn. It has its worst ability too. It has the lightning rod ability, which is really only useful in double battles. And we just did the last double battle in the game. Unless I rematch one of the... I can make one more battle a double battle if I want to. And there are a couple of trainers we can rematch, but for the most part, double battles are done. While I give some time for someone to suggest that I battle blue, I will do one of the other things you can do inside of here when you're inside Viridian. So typically to get battle points, you need to go through the battle frontier, but there is another way. And it's better if you've got a Pokewalker and have exchanged data with several people. But if you haven't done that, you can still come down here to the trainer house. She tells you that the Pokewalker will bring your friends here. If you haven't been to the battle frontier, she will upgrade your Pokegear so that you can check your battle points. It's saving a lot of data because I haven't done anything that gives you battle points yet. So after a long time, we're seeing this save a lot of data again. And even if you haven't done the Pokewalker, there is one trainer for free in here. It is Ace Trainer Cal. He has the fully evolved form of all three Johto starters. Your level will be lowered to level 50 if you are above that level, which is why my Dodrio is level 50. And as a stronger trainer should, he has competitive movesets and items on all three of the Pokemon. So Meganium had a Citrus Berry and then used Toxic, which is a move it does not learn to level up. He's sending out the Feraligatr second, which does concern me slightly. It has Ice Punch, which is a move it does not learn to level up. The only Ice-type move Feraligatr learns through level is Ice Fang. Ice Punch is a fair bit more powerful. So Doris goes down. I will send Magneton out next to use Discharge on this here Feraligatr. And hopefully that's enough. Yes. And of course, because it's all three Johto starters, the last Pokemon is Typhlosion. I don't expect Magneton to take it out. Oh, I put on the Choice Spec, so I was going to try and paralyze him with Thunder Wave. Betrayed by my item choice. So now it's up to Muscle to take out Typhlosion, and that is not a good prospect. Two flamethrowers will probably take me out because though the Guts boosted cross chop might be enough, and it is. He has, I believe, a Slackberry as his item, which boosts his speed when his health gets low. I've had him use that berry and then sweep the rest of my team. So once per day, you can go down into the basement of the trainer house, and every trainer you defeat there will give you 1 battle point. Now, if you are using the Pokewalker and only have Cal down there, that's just 1 point per day. So if you're using that as an alternative to the Battle Frontier instead of a supplement to the Battle Frontier, you're not going to really get enough battle points to do anything with it. But if you know you're like a point or two away from something, then maybe do that. I haven't actually... Have I been into the Battle Frontier? I'm not sure if I have. Okay. So I don't even know if anyone is here to ask me to battle blue. No, what? I'll do it because I'm 2 hours and 43 minutes in and I don't have any plans of anything else to do. So I'll just battle him and get the Earth Badge, and that means I can set up more between this stream and the next stream. I'll be able to get my remaining trades pretty quickly. I will mention that to get the Steelix from Jasmine, you do have to defeat her in a rematch. So I will tell you now that the way you get Jasmine's number is you find her in the Olivine Cafe between 1 and 2 p.m. And if you talk to her there, she will give you her number, and you can rematch Jasmine on Wednesday afternoon. I am almost positive that is correct. Jasmine rematch. Wednesday afternoon. And as in terms of day time for Pokemon, afternoon is between 10 a.m. and if you call her at 10 a.m. between 7:59 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, she will go to the dojo for a rematch. And then defeating her in that rematch, she will then be able to do the trade with you. Brock does the trade for the Rhyhorn, but you do not have to beat him in a rematch to get his trade. For Surge, you need to have caught Zapdos, which once I defeat Blue, Zapdos appears outside of the power plant. So, Blue's first Pokemon is Exeggutor. It will use Trick Room if it gets a chance to act. I'm hoping that Jopek will take it out before it can do so. Blue will next be sending out Rhydon because it's super effective against Dodrio, so I will send out Machamp to match it. Now his Rhydon is level 58, so I don't think Karate Chop is going to cut it. I will try the Cross Chop and hope it hits. And in this case it did. Will it be enough though? Not quite. Just a hair short of taking it out. Which gives him the chance to hit an Earthquake. He will definitely heal though. So 2 Karate Chops should do it. And I can use those 2 turns to get some leftovers recovery. Yeah, Karate Chop is rolled a little bit over half, so unless I get a very low roll, the second one takes it out, and that's another turn of leftovers recovery. So I'm doing okay on health. Next is Pidgeot, which is of course super effective against my fighting type. I will send out Magneton. Pidgeot is his ace, which is awesome. Using a Pidgeot as your ace is a very cool thing to do. I will just go straight for the discharge. He will use return. That is more or less his signature move. Pidgeot gets the same type attack bonus from return, so. And he's coded Dab Max Friendship. Okay, Arcanine is the one I was most scared of. I will send Muscle back out there and just try and get some damage on it. Plus, if it takes out Dodrio or Magneton, I can't have them for the Pokemon that they're super effective against later in the battle. He's going for a Flare Blitz, which did not take me out and did quite a bit of recoil damage. I'm going to heal because otherwise I don't think I'm going to win this battle. Because he will outspeed me, use another move that will likely take me out. And I missed the cross chop. Yes, extreme speed would have taken me out. And you have to remember that extreme speed is Arcanine's move. It will use it. And this time the cross chop hit. At his current health, that should be... Oh, goodness. And he's going to heal it again because, of course, he is. I will do Karate Chop just to make sure I'm getting damage on it at all. I'll try a Cross Chop, but he might use Flare Blitz again. Okay. It will outspeed Magneton. I'm sure of that. So I need to go for my strongest move here. And got it. Okay. We should be okay now. Because his remaining Pokemon are Machamp and Gyarados. He's sending out Gyarados. It doesn't matter that Magneton is a lower level. 4 times super effective discharge should be enough. The only thing I have to worry about is him getting a crit going first. But I am faster. So we should be okay. Especially since I didn't take off the choice specs, so no. Discharge was going to be enough. His last Pokemon is the Machamp. I don't know whether it has Guts or No Guard, so I'm going to use Drill Peck because if it used like a Stone Edge while I was flying, that would be bad. So instead, I will just use Drill Peck and see if the 9 level difference is enough to score me the knockout. And it is. So with that, we have defeated all 8 Kanto gym leaders in one stream. Kanto can basically be boss rush if you want it to be. And we get 9600. No way. How the heck did I lose to you? Alright. But he does give you the Earth Badge without too much complaining. With this badge, you'll be able to use the HM move Rock Climb. Take this as well, and you use the TM92, which as I said before, is for Trick Room. That was slower Pokemon move before faster Pokemon for a while. It's a very tricky move, isn't it? Hence the name. So we can use Rock Climb outside of battle, but we do not have the HM for Rock Climb as of yet. And that's too bad because we need Rock Climb to get the item that we use to breed Sudowoodo, to get Bounsley. But as soon as you leave the gym after defeating Blue, Professor Oak will call you. And he says he should give you a present and he picks something up. I forgot to give it to me. and he asks you to come and pick it up at his laboratory in Pellet Town. So we will fly over there. And come down here. And he gives you the HM for rock climb. And when he sees that you collected all the Kanto badges as well, he will give you access to Mount Silver. At the summit of Mount Silver is where you find Red. But we're not going there yet. To really make this playthrough feel complete, I feel like we have to beat the second round of the Elite Four as well. So, but first, let me do a little bit of setup for what I'm going to be doing off stream, and I'll talk about what it will be. I am going to breed Sudowoodo with another Pokemon in the Segu group while it's holding the Rock Incense to get a Bonsly, because Bonsly is what you need to trade with Brock in order to get his Rhyhorn. I will be hatching 2 Bonsly so that I have a spare one to use, because Jasmine will accept any Pokemon in the trade. So I will trade her one of the Bonsly for her Steelix. For the for what you get, for the one you get from Lieutenant Surge, you need to find him in the Magnet train station, and you have to trade him a Pikachu you caught in Viridian Forest, and he will trade you a foreign language Pikachu for that. But to get Lieutenant Surge to appear at the Magnet train station, you have to have caught Zapdos, and I believe obtained his number as well. I have to open private browsing because that's where I have this information open. But let me double check on that because I want to be sure. Okay, you do have to defeat Lieutenant Surge in the rematch, so I will tell you that the way you get his number is by catching, specifically catching Zapdos, and then you can rematch. You find him outside of the train station at that point to you'll find him outside of the power plant after catching Zapdos in the morning, like between 9 and noon, I believe. Pretty sure it's between 9 and noon. Let me make sure I'm giving you all the correct information on how to get Lieutenant Surge's rematch. I know when you battle him for sure. But if you can't get his number, you cannot rematch him. So any day from 9 a.m. to noon, and you rematch him on Friday morning. Morning is between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. So call him anytime from 4 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. on a Friday, and he will be able to rematch you. I don't know why I came to Saffron. He's not here. So, catch Zapdos. I'm just going to use my Master Ball because I'm not looking to catch any other legendary Pokemon in this playthrough. And then I will be able to find him in the morning. As far as the Bonsly, the Rock Incense, you need Rock Climb and you need to come into Diglett's Cave. We saw when we were coming through here initially that there were spots where Rock Climb was required for navigation. I'll put up a repel because Diglett can be a pain to run away from. They can have the Arena Trap ability, which prevents fleeing. Though Dodrio has run away, so it wouldn't matter. And I'll be up front. I'm not sure which rock I need to climb. That's the PP max, which, unlike a regular PP up, increases the available power points of a move to the highest it can possibly be. There's one over here. It feels like there must be a hidden item up here, right? They wouldn't give you a worthless rock climb, would they? Yes, that's where my Dodrio is standing right now. But that's the calcium. The rock incense is not there. I think we just missed Brock. I think he leaves here at 5. No, there's not a hidden item in that corner. There is a hidden item down there, but it's not what I came here for. This is what I came here for. The rock incense. Have your Sudowoodo hold that when it breeds, and assuming that the Sudowoodo is a female, you'll get a Bonsly. If you don't have a female Sudowoodo, then you need to have the male Sudowoodo hold the rock incense and breed it with a Ditto. But since my Sudowoodo is female, I can breed it with several possible things. I caught the Geodude to breed with it, specifically for that purpose. And yes, we did. Brock is not here. We have the Earth badge, so I believe between 3 and 5 he's hanging out right there. Because we're just short of 3 hours, let's go catch a legendary Pokemon. We'll catch the Zapdos ahead of time so that if I wake up in time someday I can come get Lieutenant Surge. Now, today is Thursday, which means if I get Lieutenant Surge, if I catch the Zapdos now and get up early enough to get his number tomorrow, if I wake up before 9, then I can get his number and then come around and immediately call him and get him into the gym for a rematch. So I will set an alarm for tomorrow. As far as Jasmine, I'll get her number as soon as possible, but I can't call her for the rematch until Wednesday, so that'll take a little bit more time. So I might stream Skyrim on Saturday. Or something else, since I won't have my team by then. I don't want to just get the Rhyhorn and the Pikachu and then try and do things without what will probably be one of the most important members of my team in Steelix. Alright, so Zapdos is right here. If you're going to try and catch it without using a Master Ball, of course you would save in front of it. But since I have no other legendaries that I want to catch, I've caught everything I need to catch in this game except for the Zapdos. So, well, and the Viridian Forest Pikachu, but so if all you're looking for is a rematch with Surge, go ahead and use the Master Ball on Zapdos. Otherwise, use the Master Ball on something else. I would recommend one of the Pokemon that is roaming, because you never know when you're going to find them. But so we have Zapdos. It's a hardy nature and somewhat of a clown. Wonderful stats. I would take it to the Pokeathlon and watch it jump around. Okay, that did not take very long. We are at 3 hours, so I will be ending the stream shortly. But while we're still here, I will run into the forest and see if I can catch a Pikachu. Because that's basically what I have left to do, is catch the Pikachu. And then I can put Sudowoodo and Geodude in the daycare to get them breeding. Wait till I get 2 eggs and hatch them. If you have a Pokemon with static and put it in the front of your party, it does increase the chances of finding an electric type Pokemon. And unfortunately, neither my Magneton nor my Zapdos have static. What does have static, however, is Billy. So we're going to go grab Billy and put it in the front of my party to increase the chances of finding an electric type Pokemon, and the only electric type Pokemon that appears in the grass and Viridian Forest is Pikachu. So I didn't mention this when I originally went through Viridian Forest because it really didn't matter then. I assumed that I was going to be coming back to catch Pikachu later. Well, later is now. So let's put Billy in the front of the party. If I throw a ball at Pikachu and it doesn't get caught, then I'll switch to Magneton to paralyze it. But I assume a single Ultra Ball should catch Pikachu. I'm not sure what I'm going to stream on Saturday. But likely next Thursday will be the next Pokemon stream. With a static Pokemon in the lead of my party, the very next Pokemon I find is a Pikachu. I have 4 Ultra Balls. 2, 3, and Pikachu is caught. When you talk to Lieutenant Surge to try and get his number, Pikachu needs to be in the lead slot of your party. That is how you show it to him. And for the last thing I'll check for this stream while I'm live, I'm going to see if I rolled the 5% chance and found a Pikachu with a light ball. Because if I did, all that training I did for Magneton is worthless because I would use a light ball Pikachu. Oranberry, okay, we're good. Though Modest is a pretty good Pikachu nature if you want to focus on its special moves. It does some things like Full Tackle and Iron Tail, so Mixed Attack is probably better, but if you want a special attacking Pikachu, why not Modest? Okay, so that's going to be it for the stream. If you are watching live on YouTube or Twitch, whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. I hope that however your day is going is progressing favorably for you, and I will see you in the next one.